Hey everybody, welcome to the Concentric Catalyst checklist or application tracker. I'm going to give you a kind of a quick whirlwind tour of this simple app. So let's start over here at the menu. Under the menu, we have the application tracker, which is the screen that we're on. Under the applications area, this is where we have the applications and we can manage them and add new ones here by simply clicking on add, give it a name. And then once you do that, it'll show up in the list. So let's just do a new one here. Call this one test. And you'll see that it has test, it has new, because that's the current status. And if we click on the row here or the pencil icon, it'll allow us to edit a little bit more details. Now, by default, it will be assigned to the empty checklist. Be sure to read the instructions of the steps, what you do after you've installed this solution, because you'll need to go into checklist and add this empty checklist. Programmatically, it's there and it does some stuff. So you do need to name it exactly as you see here, which is the open parenthesis, capital EMPTY, close parenthesis, and then that's it. You also do have to go into the apps table, and you want to make sure that you edit the business rule. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but you have to re-pick the empty item there. I think behind the scenes it's referencing a GUID, and that GUID changes because you just created this. So in any event, if you add or edit the business rule, then you'll see the behavior here. So when you add a new application, it'll automatically be assigned to the empty list. Okay, so now you've seen what you can do with the applications, and then these are the statuses. This is a choice field, so you can edit that if you need additional options. Currently and programmatically, as you go through the, change essentially the status of this, the color will change accordingly. And if we go into update, you'll see that the status will continue to change colors as you go through the different statuses that are there. Okay, so enough about applications. Let's go to checklist. Checklist is pretty simple. It's just a container to hold checklist items or tasks. Same thing, we can go ahead and we can add a new name. We'll call this test list. Okay, so nothing spectacular there. We can click this here and we can simply just edit the name. It tells us the date that it's created on. You can close these little pop-up modal windows here too, so there's some good little functionality that's in there. In addition, you click on the checklist tasks, and then what you do is you have to pick a list, a checklist. So let's see here, I think under checklist, I did add this, and it looks like I have a bug. I programmatically should have put a refresh command in there. It doesn't look like I did. So now if I go to checklist tasks, it should be there now. Yep, there it is. Okay, so programmatically you may want to change that on the screen. When the screen comes visible, just go ahead and refresh this checklist task, and that should fix that problem. Okay, so now from here we just add task names. So item 1, right? And we'll do another item. Call it item 2. Okay, so now we've created 2 tasks for our checklist called test list. Okay, and if we come back over to the applications, I think I did a test app. This says it's abandoned. Let's just put it in new, and let's change it to, or assign it to, the test list. Again, we do this under the applications. So I'll go ahead and then I'll update that. So now let's go down to configure auditing. So what I need to do now is I need to configure my test list app. And you can see that what's over here on the left side is the template for the test list. Okay, and so now that I've got these items here, I can go ahead and enable auditing. And as soon as I do that, it essentially takes information from the template and the application, as well as its status, and actually not the status. And what it does is it copies it over into the audit table. And the audit table simply has 2 pieces of information right now. This is completed. So as soon as I toggle this, it will automatically do completed on, and it fills out that information. Now you can add comment fields and a whole bunch of other information. You could also make this grid editable, because this is no longer a template, right? So this template's still here, but you could open this grid up to do grid edit mode, and you could add additional items in addition. If you didn't want to check, say item 2, right? Let's just say you don't want to check that, you can delete that, because again, this is part of no longer part of the template. This is actually in the audit log. So if we come back over here to the application tracker now, and we come down here to our test app that we created, you'll see that the status is in new, and here's the one item, because again, we deleted what was there that we brought in from the template. So again, just a very simple app to allow you to track governance, compliance along a set of checklists. You may have a very exhaustive set of steps that you need to follow in order to move your applications from development to QA to prod. Plus, there's a bunch of additional Azure stuff that you need to make sure that happens. And of course, you can assign or create multiple templates or checklists for this. So again, this is an MVP product, so you should be able to essentially just be able to take this and flush it out the way that you need it to. Okay, that's it. And this little X at the top will go ahead and exit out of the application and then take you back into the Office 365 area for you. But that's it for this video. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.